What is going on, everybody?
Yo.
Welcome to the Slightly Biased NFL Podcast. I am your host, Connolly, joined as always by my co-host, Brett. Brett, what's up?
What is up, brother? How we doing?
Pretty good. It is October 31st, Halloween, real spooky vibes.
Spooky.
You doing anything for Halloween?
I haven't decided yet. Probably not, though, to be honest.
Me either. I haven't dressed up for Halloween in over a decade. I'm not kidding. Haven't put on a costume, any of that.
It gets pretty crazy out here in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Everybody dresses up and goes to Dixon, but I don't know if I'll be partaking.
I'm like the Grinch of Halloween.
Yeah.
I hate Halloween. I've always hated it.
I got over it pretty quick when I was younger, too.
I think it's because my parents my mom didn't let me eat all the candy.
Right.
I had one of those parents that monitored my candy intake. So I never really got on board with Halloween.
Right. You always had this spite against it.
Yeah. But I just hate putting in time and effort into dressing up because it's one of those things where if you go like a costume party and half-ass it, it's very obvious and you look like a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a fine line between going to a costume party and putting no effort in, which is respectable in a way.
Right.
And then putting all the effort in the world in.
It depends. It can either be funny or you can look like a jackass. So.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I probably look like a jackass. I think I've only done it like 2 times. I probably look like a jackass, but I just didn't care.
Yeah, we usually do anyway. So
yeah, it is what it is. I'm pretty used to it. All right, let's get into these picks. We got a game kicking off in 2 hours, or less than that. No, 2 hours. So let's just not waste any time. Oh wait, did you want to talk about?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had a couple points on this Pro Football Focus quarterback list that they brought out. I can point it out as we go along, but I did want to talk about Josh Gordon getting released.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we had seen it coming, especially since they didn't trade him anywhere. But I mean, you got to think somebody pick him up if he's decently healthy, right?
Right. He has to clear waivers though. So
how does that work?
It goes from bottom to the top. So the Dolphins have the first chance to get him. Then the Bengals have the next chance to get him. So
okay.
Depending on that, we'll see where he goes. It's going to be interesting, though, because some team will use him. I don't know. I think he has to get paid over $1 million. Whatever team picks him up owes him $1 million over the course of the season.
That's not bad.
So I don't know if a tanking team will do it out of spite or something.
I would think a potential playoff team would do it to try to, buff their receiver cores a little bit. Maybe the Eagles or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a team like the Eagles, who are 4-4, who are kind of in the playoff push, but towards the bottom of that waiver wire.
And a wide receiver core who's injured, and you can't really trust Alshon or Aguilar on a week-to-week basis.
Right.
I think that would be a pretty good fit.
But also, what about a team, like the Steelers?
Yeah, 3-4. I would like that.
A team like the Jags, maybe. A team like the Raiders could be interesting.
Yeah.
They're 3-4. They could use some wide receiver help.
Yeah, I think all those teams are good teams. I would think somebody's at least one of those.
Someone's gonna pick him up.
Yeah.
But I mean, the further he falls, I'd like him on the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
The situation was there.
Yeah.
And if we had the opportunity to get him and snag him, why not?
I mean, he seems like he's cleaned up a lot of his off the field stuff.
Yeah.
But
with this PFF list, if you're gonna touch on it throughout the show, I do want to say that this list goes over the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
So it's not just this year. Because I was reading it at first, I was like, huh?
I'm like, how is Phillip Rivers 6th?
Yeah. What? So just keep that in mind whenever we talk about the list.
All right, well, let's just get to these.
Just looking at the list, it's not as egregious as some of the other shit they put out there.
I mean, Dak at 11 and Phillip Rivers at 6. That's where I'm like, really?
I mean,
really?
They're the experts, not you. Keep that in mind. You're not an expert.
Chris Collinsworth.
Chris Collinsworth is the expert, not you, buddy.
I'm surprised Wentz isn't at 1 then.
He's had 7 though.
Yeah.
All right, let's just move on to these games tonight. Thursday Night Football. I put the 49ers record here at 8-0. I guess I'm just assuming they come out the win. The 7-0 49ers go to Arizona to take on the 3-4-1 Cards.
The number 1 pick versus number 2 pick.
Yeah, that's true.
Nick Bosa's been unreal. 49ers defense and in general has been unreal. 27 sacks on the year. It's fourth in the league. 33.1% pressure rate. It's first in the league. Cardinals decent pass rush. I think they're like 10th in sacks. But we know the struggles that they've had, and they got torched last week in pretty much every way. I do think this is two young coaches that like to have explosive play calling and creative things on offense. So I do think it could be an exciting game to watch, just to see both offenses do some fun things. Weirdly enough, too, the Cardinals have beat the 49ers 8 straight times, but
Really?
I think that streak will end. I got the Niners 30-17.
I got the Niners 21-17. I think it's actually going to be pretty close.
Really?
And this is kind
Just
of a
because Thursday games are weird.
yeah, and this is
Yeah.
kind of a sneaky one, I think,
Yeah.
for the Niners. It's like divisional games are always weird, but for the Cardinals, interested to see what Kenyon Drake does. I'm assuming David Johnson doesn't play. He hasn't been ruled out yet, but
It looked like most likely out.
Yeah, so Kenyon Drake and Alfred Morris, because Edmonds is out, they're gonna be the backfield tonight, and I like the Kenyon Drake fit. He's a good pass catcher. I know that he had some bad ones in Miami, I know, but that's kind of a bright spot for him is his ability as a receiver.
Yep.
So, and that's what they do at the running backs in Arizona.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how he looks, even though this 49ers defense is just insane. I'm not expecting much out of the Cardinals offensively. They did just put up 9 points to the Saints, and the Saints have a good defense, but the 49ers defense is better. And, the Cardinals, you mentioned their offensive line. I'm scared Kyler Murray's going to be running for his life.
Yep.
But they do have some of the lowest intended air yards per game, so it's not like they're airing it out and trying to go downfield. They're doing a lot of intermediate stuff, screens, and that's kind of how you beat a really elite offense.
Well, and Kyler he's going to scramble almost anyway, regardless.
Right. Yeah. He definitely has the ability of getting out of the pocket and escaping sacks. The Bosa Murray matchup is gonna be fun to watch. See if Bosa gets some sacks. I mean, that dude's insane.
Right.
Talking about him being defensive player of the year as a rookie.
But you must have the Cardinals defense kind of stepping up in this game if you think the 49ers are only going to get 21 after putting up 50 something.
Yeah, well, I don't see them getting the turnovers they got in that game. The 49ers generating turnovers.
Been really good. I mean, my thing is Kenyon Drake could turn the ball over. I mean, I see your point about Drake, but I just don't see him as you hope that he can kind of with a new situation not be the back that he's been, but I don't trust him.
I mean, I don't either, but I'm just interested to see what his fit is, and then how
I think he would turn the ball over more likely than Kyler.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, Kyler doesn't really make risky throws.
Does he have 4 picks on the year?
Yeah, and I'd be interested in seeing how many he's had over the past several weeks because it feels like their game has gotten much more safe over the past couple of weeks.
Well, played a couple good defenses too.
Yeah, I mean, this is depending on who you ask, maybe the best defense in the NFL.
Top 2.
Yeah, it's definitely top 2. I think there are some people who would have them number 1. Kyler hasn't thrown a pick since week 4.
Yeah, so
4 picks in his first 4 games, 0 since then. But to be fair,
I'm surprised you have it kind of low scoring. I know it's Thursday, but I just feel like the 49ers are going to end up pulling away.
It's just a gut feeling thing. I mean, that's just what it is. It's a Thursday night game, a divisional game. Both of those are usually weird. Yep. And kind of, I don't want to say a trap game for the Niners, but they do play the Seahawks next week. So maybe they're not necessarily looking ahead, but thinking, all right, let's just take care of the Cardinals and start focusing on the Seahawks. And we've seen that this Cardinals team will play tough.
Yep.
They're going to play tough. I mean, they played the Saints tough up until the very end there. So, everything about this game screams a 49ers blowout because the Cardinals are ranked 26th against the run. We all know what San Francisco loves to do. They run the ball more than anybody. The Cardinals are the worst defense in the league against tight ends. So expect Kittle to go nuclear tonight.
Yep.
But I just have it close.
The spread is 10.5. I picked the Cards plus 13 last week. That didn't work out well for me. And I'd be surprised if they covered this one, to be honest.
Yeah, I know I have them covering, but I would not feel confident in the slightest betting on that.
Yeah.
Betting actual money. So we both got the 49ers. Let's move on to the Sunday early game, London game, an 8 o'clock game. The
Yeah.
Texans 5-3, Jaguars 4-4. Interesting matchup.
I actually
Divisional game.
I like this matchup a lot. Can this Jags defense maintain, Deshaun Watson essentially, and a team that have been running the ball really well, 4.8 yards per carry, tied for 7th, and 134 rushing yards per game, which is 6th in the league. The Jags D is susceptible to the run, but they like to blitz. They like to get pressure. Can this O-line hold up? The last 3 games, Jags 15 points per game allowed and 7 takeaways. So this is a defense that's really figured it out, and we know how good Deshaun Watson's been. We know what he's capable of. He was sacked 3 times last week, and that makes 24 in the season, which is 25th in the league. It's just amazing what he can do with his legs, and whether it's running
25th,
or
what, like 25th?
like 25th worst as far as sacks
Okay.
allowed for
Okay.
the Texans. And, that's just credit to Deshaun Watson on what he can do escaping the pocket with his legs, or if he throws out of the pocket to, Fells has kind of made a name for himself. And, we know what Hopkins could do. And on the other side, this is another quarterback that scrambles a lot. This is the second most scrambling quarterback in the league who can run and throw on the run as well. And, Texans don't have J.J. Watt. He's out for the year. So can the Texans slow down Fournette? They're pretty good against the run, only 85 rush yards allowed per game. I think this could be a hard-fought game. This is probably going to be, the best London game so far that we've sent out there. I think it could go down to the wire, but I got the Texans 27-24.
Yeah, okay. I think I think that this is the first time I'm picking the Jaguars.
Okay.
Actually, no. They played the Bengals a couple weeks ago. But I'm picking the Jags. Another gut feeling thing. I don't know. These divisional games.
I wanted to pick them, but I think the Texans. I'm just gonna go with Watson, kind of maybe winning it at the end or something like that.
It doesn't feel like these are division rivals.
Right.
Because I know the Texans and Colts have a big rivalry, and I know the Titans and Colts have a big rivalry as well. I don't know if anyone has a rivalry with the Jags.
I do think the Jags defense could be a problem in this game.
No, I think so too. I mean, the Jags only gave up 13 points to Houston last time they played
Right.
in Houston.
Yeah.
Granted, that was week 2.
O-line was worse than it was
O-line
now.
was worse, but dude, that O-line. I mean, I've said the Texans are the most volatile team in the NFL.
It's still shaky. Yeah.
And the O-line is part of that too. In weeks 5 and 6, they gave up no sacks in 2 games, and then they've given up 6 over the last 2 games.
Yep.
And the Jags have the 9th best pass rush.
Yep. And they blitz a lot, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one to predict. Truthfully, it is.
But I mean, if they can counteract that with some Carlos Hyde, if Carlos Hyde gets 120 on the ground, I mean, that might be the formula in this game.
Yeah, the Jags do not have a good run defense.
Right.
So maybe, and that's what the Texans like doing, is running the ball.
I'm saying.
But this is a tough one. I'm very interested to see what Houston looks like without J.J. Watt, what the D-line does without J.J. Watt.
Yep.
They were ranked 5th against the run, but you're also losing your best lineman for the season, which hurts.
Yep.
And the Houston secondary is pretty poopy, man.
Yep.
They just got torched by the Raiders, who, I mean, have a good offense. But the Jags, they have a lot of wide receiver talent.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know what DJ
a lot of talent in general.
Yeah, I don't know what DJ Chark's status is, because I know he was questionable, and I don't know if he's been practicing or what, honestly. But I mean, he's super talented. And even then, you got Chris Conley, who's kind of been coming along the last couple games.
He's been good this year.
Yeah. D.D. Westbrook has had his moments, even though he's kind of been hurt and dealing with injuries and shit. But I'm just going, it's just another gut feeling here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think if the Jags won, I wouldn't be surprised. But I like Deshaun Watson, maybe stepping up and making a one more play than Minshew.
Yeah, I got it close.
Yep,
I know the spread's like Jags +2 or something.
The spread is 2. Yep.
So I mean, Vegas thinks it's going to be close. There's not really a home field advantage.
It should be close. It should be very physical. We should see a lot of running the ball. We're going to see a lot of Carlos Hyde and Fournette, and it's going to come down to Watson or Minshew, who's maybe a field goal.
Yeah, I do know that there are a lot of Jags fans in London, actually.
Yeah, no, that in the preview I was watching, it said they're home away from home.
Yeah, because I think they've played in almost every single year.
Right.
And also, their owner owns what team is it?
What, like a rugby team or something?
No, no,
Or
no.
soccer
I'm
team?
a Premier League team. I'm pretty sure.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to say. I know he owns a soccer team in one of those elite leagues in Europe, and I'm almost positive. Okay, Shahid Khan. I'm definitely not pronouncing that correctly. But what else does he Premier League? Sorry, guys. This is the stuff you come here for. Oh, Fulham FC. Are they
Yeah,
in the Premier League?
I don't think they're Premier League,
Okay,
but
English
they're
football
an English
league
football team.
league
Yeah.
championship. So the second league. I could have sworn that he owned a different league, but whatever. So yeah, that's something interesting to keep an eye on is the Jags fans in London. Gonna
Yeah,
kind of be
it is interesting.
another home game.
Go Jags! Out in London, that's crazy.
I know you wouldn't think Jags would have the international footprint that they have.
Right.
They do. Okay, let's move on to the 12 o'clock games. The 1-7 Redskins, the 5-2 Bills. Gross.
Yeah, I'm not overly confident in the Bills in this game. I'm gonna pick them, but you know the Redskins have looked a little bit better since the firing of Jay Gruden, and we've been seeing a lot of Adrian Peterson, 5.4 yards a carry on 14 carries last week. The new coach likes to use him a lot. The Bills D is, overall good in a lot of areas, but they just got torched on the ground last week.
They're not a great
200,
run defense.
yeah, 218 total rush yards allowed against the Eagles. Other side, I mean, you got to think this is the week where Josh Allen can get his passing game going. This Washington defense is so bad. Even if he can, I guess they should be able to run it a lot. This should be an ugly game, not a game I'm really excited to watch, but I got the Bills 24-13.
I got the Bills 27-13, mainly because it sounds like Haskins is playing. So that's it.
Yikes.
That's all I got to say. Hey, he has 4 interceptions and 22 career throws.
Man, every time they throw him out there, it's a tough. I'm like,
Right?
damn, you're gonna
So
throw
those
him out there against
Wolves.
Buffalo in Buffalo?
Yeah, I know, right?
Shit.
Well, I know Keenum got hurt against the Vikings last Thursday.
Right.
So I don't know if this is due to that. I've been so busy the past couple of days I didn't really have the time to do the extensive research I like doing before these. So I don't know if Keenum is still hurt or what. But I know Haskins is starting. The Bills have more interceptions than passing touchdowns given up. So
I mean, you got to think they'll be running the ball a lot.
you would like to think, but I mean, I know Adrian Peterson's looked okay, but I'm not. I'm not picking a team
I don't
who's
think Adrian's gonna win the game for him,
yeah.
but
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm not picking a team whose the key factor is can Adrian Peterson win us this game by
no,
himself.
right.
It's not 2010 AP anymore.
Nope.
The Redskins ranked towards the bottom half of the league in run defense. We all know what the Bills like to do, and the recipe, to beat the Bills is to make Josh Allen as uncomfortable as possible, get him under pressure, and see if he can turn the ball over. And the Redskins generate pressure lower than any team in the NFL right now. So
Yep.
don't see that happening. Uh, I like John Brown. I like Cole Beasley too. I mean, Cole Beasley's played pretty well this year, actually.
He has. I mean, you just got to give him the ball, and Josh Allen. That's where Josh Allen kind of struggles. But
Yeah,
I like John Brown in this game. He'll probably put up some fantasy points.
yeah. John Brown's been good this season too. Kind of
Yep.
under the radar, good, but he's been good. So we both got the Bills. You're not that confident in it.
I mean,
I
I'm
am.
confident. I'm confident. The Bills have been just looking worse and worse to me as the
Yeah,
season's gone on.
I think I agree with you there.
Yeah.
But the Redskins are a dumpster fire right now.
Right.
Okay, one of the more interesting games of the week
Yeah.
could be, I mean, a fully healthy Patrick Mahomes, and this is a really good game.
Yep.
But the 6-2 Vikings go to Arrowhead to take on the 5-3 Chiefs.
Yeah, this is an intriguing matchup. Two high-powered offenses. Only one really good defense, though. Although the Chiefs D, has been kind of looking better. Generated a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers last week, and that's against a good line. They're actually fifth in sacks on the year with 25.
Yeah, they've been
And
stepping up lately.
listen to this: 13 different players have a sack on that Kansas City defense.
That's kind of crazy.
That is insane. So can they handle the combination of the number one back in football and a very strong passing attack? Kirk Cousins is tied for first in completion percentage at 72.1%. Diggs accounts for 35.4% of the Vikings receiving yards. That's second highest percentage in the league.
Jeez.
And I just don't know if the Chiefs can keep up with all of this. even if Patty plays, I like the Minnesota defense stepping up at times, and I think Dalvin will be a little bit too much. Also, all three of the Chiefs' losses are at home, and I've said before, just Kansas City, that home field advantage I guess doesn't mean very much.
I mean, it used to.
Right. I mean, I don't know. All three of your losses are at home,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
and I just think the Vikings will be a little bit too much. I do think it'll be a good game, though. I got the Vikings 31-27.
Oh, that is the exact same score I have.
Nice.
We do that shit a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Pretty interesting. But I have the Chiefs.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, no, really?
I really hope Patrick Mahomes doesn't play. I mean, I really hope he doesn't.
That's spooky, man, if he plays in this game.
Just because. Hold on, let me look at the Chiefs' schedule. I just hate this idea of rushing your quarterback back after a knee injury.
Right.
It's one thing if it's like a broken ribs or something, or if it's like a pain threshold type of injury, one of those.
Yeah.
But rushing your quarterback back after a knee injury is so shaky to me. Especially you play Tennessee in Tennessee next week.
Yeah.
There's no need. There's no need. And the Vikings have the 10th best pass rush. So if they were to get to him, I'm assuming if he does play, he's going to be very immobile.
Yeah.
I mean, one big hit, one wrong hit, one wrong,
somebody falls on him or
misdirection
something.
or
Yeah.
plant the wrong way and the knee bends the wrong way. Who knows? I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know if a dislocated kneecap if that's like something that can be reagitated or what. I'm assuming it can be.
Yeah, I was listening to Skip talk or Nick Wright talk about it, and he said he looked it up a lot, and I don't know. It doesn't. I would think that he would not be ready yet, from what I've been hearing.
And honest to God, I don't think there's a chance he plays, and this is just the Chiefs stirring it up and putting that in the Vikings' heads that they have the game plan for Patrick Mahomes. But we saw, I mean, Matt Moore played well. I mean, really well.
That was a beautiful performance by the Chiefs team in general.
Yeah.
Last week. That was a really fantastic game.
I mean, it's not a bad Packers defense either.
No, and that's why I think you got to give the Chiefs, it's not by any means like just because Patty's out that, I'm picking the other team. It's
right.
Yeah. So
this would be a tough one, anyway.
Yeah.
Even with Patrick playing.
Yep.
But the Chiefs are the 30th ranked run defense.
Yeah.
And I mean, we know what the Vikings do.
Yep.
We know Dalvin Cook is a monster, probably the best running back in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
But we've talked about how disappointing the Vikings secondary has been at times this season.
Yeah, I think they started to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the teams they've been playing lately haven't been necessarily
since Xavier Rhodes' blunder against Detroit, I haven't seen many big mistakes since then.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, the Chiefs wide receiving corps is finally starting to look healthy though. Sammy Watkins has been back, Tyreek's back, Mecole Hardman's Tyreek Light.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the Chiefs will put up points, just not enough.
Right. I mean, their defense, it's been better, but it's going to have to play the best game of the year so far for them to win this game.
Yeah, you'll probably need to take it. I mean, you'll probably need to pick off Kirk Cousins at least twice.
That, and you're going to have to limit Dalvin Cook. You're going to have to be one of the only teams that have done that so far this season.
I'd be surprised if Dalvin didn't go for at least, 120?
Yeah, I was about to say 120 is probably what I'd imagine him doing. So we both got the Vikings. We both think it'll be close, though. I mean, 4-point game. What's you said there's no spread yet for this game.
No spread because you don't know if Patty's playing or not. I assume it would just be a couple points difference, like maybe -3 to -5.
I see one right now that's Vikings -2.5. I don't know.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I don't know if that's assuming Patty plays or what.
I would think it would be.
Yeah. So we'll see. Gonna be a good one though. I mean, even without Patrick Mahomes, it'll be a fun one. Probably the best game. No, not the best game of the week.
One of the best.
We'll get to that one later. This is actually the best game of the week. The 1-6 Jets, the 0-7 Dolphins.
Who you got?
I got the Jets.
I'm going Dolphins, baby.
You're going Dolphins.
Let's go.
You're actually picking them.
Bro,
wow.
Man, this might have been the game I contemplated who's going to win for the longest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one.
This is the two worst offensive teams in the league.
Woo.
Jets D is still ranked pretty high, but Jamal Adams is upset.
Yeah.
You've talked about Gase and how bad he is. I'm rolling with Fitzmagic. I'm rolling with Fitzmagic, bro. Let's go.
All right, I like it. I mean, I'm scared of the Dolphins.
Dolphins defense made some plays last week. They had
They've
2
played
picks.
better over the past couple weeks.
You know what I'm saying? And this is a shit show of a game, but sometimes we've seen that these bottom of the barrel be having some good games.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to pick either team, but I just said, screw it. And I got the Dolphins 20-17.
I mean, at this point in the season, both of these teams are actively trying to lose.
I'm coming off 2 good pick weeks, so I you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, let's go Dolphins. Let's do it.
I'm going the Jets, 24-17.
Going with Sam Darnold.
Well, okay, I just look at it like this. I think these teams are really close.
Yeah.
But the Jets have the 11th ranked defense, so I'm just giving them that advantage.
That's definitely the difference, and yeah.
Dolphins dead last in defense, but the Jets are dead last in offense. So it's like a movable object. Or no, what do they say? Movable object beats stoppable force.
Yeah.
Just what are we gonna see? You would like to think. I mean, you would like to think that this is the game Le'Veon gets going for real.
Yeah.
I mean, you would if it's not this week, it's never. If it's not this week, I know there are a lot of Le'Veon fantasy owners out there that have just been banking on this end of season stretch for him to really push them to the playoffs or further and beyond. But if it's not this week, it's no week. So we'll see. It's a homecoming for Adam Gase. I actually do think the Dolphins have a coaching advantage. So there's that. I like Brian Flores over Adam Gase for sure.
Yeah, I'm rocking with Brian.
And I'm always scared of not every Dolphins game, but these ones against the lower competition because Fitzmagic will win a game or two this season.
And this has got to be the one.
You think so?
Yeah, this has got to be the one.
I mean, the last 3 games for the Dolphins, they had that failed 2-point conversion against the Redskins. They played the Bills close. I mean, that was like a 3-point game until the Bills returned the onside kick, the most Dolphin shit you'll ever see.
Since the Jets beat the Cowboys, they have looked like one of the worst teams I've ever seen play football.
Yeah, that loss, oh my God. If the Jets lose the Dolphins.
That's kind of what I'm writing on is the last 2 weeks, and the Dolphins have just looked better to me.
I'm rooting my ass off for the Jets because I just cannot live with the fact if the Jets lose the Dolphins that the Cowboys got beat by this team 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God! And that was a reason I was gonna pick them too, but I think there's nothing we can do to just say that was one of the worst losses we've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean it's up there.
Yeah,
it's absolutely up there. But yeah. I'd like to think that I guess I am putting my faith in Darnold, but. Give me a couple Robbie Anderson home run plays, and let's go home a winner, Jets. Jets, Jets.
No way.
Okay, next game. This game has all the potential in the world to be disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
3-4 Bears, 4-4 Eagles in Philly.
Yeah, Bears, coming off a good week on the ground, but another tough loss. We know how shit their passing game's been. They're averaging 198 pass yards a game. There's only 3 teams that are worse than that, and it's the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Redskins.
Great company.
The Eagles are coming off a big win against a fraudulent-looking Bills team. They are 3-1 this season when rushing 30-plus times. Can they successfully do that against the Bears defense, which is still pretty good? The Bears defense is not the reason that they've been struggling so much.
No.
And can Trubisky be better than, really bad? I don't know. Carson Wentz has not been spectacular either, but he's been good enough to not, lose games. Under 200 passing yards in 4 of the last 5 games. I just can't pick the Bears right now. I just can't.
Yeah.
I got the Eagles 24-17.
I got the Eagles 16-13. I'm expecting a low-scoring shitfest of a game. And I'm also predicting that this is the nail in the coffin for Trubisky. I don't know if they bench him after this point or what, but this will be it.
I guess maybe I'm thinking like a defensive score or something for the Eagles. That could boost their points a little bit.
I just think the Eagles are just going to try to run the ball, and it's just going to be one of those really quick, like 2-hour, 40-minute games that's over and done with. But the Eagles have a really bad pass defense. I mean, this has been known, and I think
I do think this is spooky.
I think so too.
Yeah,
and it's just, I mean, after last week's debacle, you would like to think there has to be so much fire underneath this Bears team right now, but I don't know how much fire they actually have.
Right.
I guess we're gonna see, because we were saying the same thing going into last week that
there's
got to
there's got to be just so much doubt in that locker room right now.
Right, and if you're the defense, we've also talked about this. You're like, man, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of having to come out and win every single game for this pathetic fucking offense led by this pathetic quarterback.
Yeah, Mac is like, why am I here? Why did I
Yeah.
come here again?
And it's a shame that this potentially historically good defense is just completely wasted
Yep.
on Mitchell Trubisky.
But if this is maybe a trap game for me and you because we really just don't like the Bears at all, and maybe they come out and the defense dominates the Eagles that cannot get the passing game going as
Yeah,
far as
maybe.
a lot of numbers.
Maybe. But I mean, this isn't the Bears defense of last year though.
Or
And they've
even early,
struggled.
or even early in this year, they're
Yeah,
not even that good.
I agree. I mean, the Bears haven't been great against the run.
Yeah.
And we saw Melvin Gordon play pretty well against this team last week. We all know how we feel about Melvin Gordon.
Yep.
Not good.
Right.
But, the Eagles, they're sixth against the run. That's what the Bears tried to do last week. And, I mean, it worked for them. They ran the ball pretty well.
38 rushing attempts, highest of the season.
I mean, highest by far.
Yeah.
That was obviously a point of emphasis, but the Eagles are good against the run. I don't know. If I'm the Eagles, I'm doing everything I can to force Mitchell Trubisky to beat me, and I do not think he's capable of doing that. So that's pretty much it for me. That's the thing for me. And also, the Bears have not been good against tight ends this year, and the Eagles are starting to dial it up to Dallas Goedert. Yep. Unfortunately for me, as a Zach Ertz guy in fantasy, that Dallas Goedert has just taken over for Zach Ertz. I mean, Zach Ertz went from being one of the best tight ends in the NFL to second string on his own team, I'm guessing. Fucking so annoying. But hey, maybe Allen Robinson gets in the end zone or something. It's a terrible Eagle secondary. Terrible. So if this isn't it for Trubisky, it's over.
Yeah.
I already think it's over. I mean, I think he's the worst quarterback in the NFL, but whatever. I'm rooting for the Bears though, but I don't see it happening.
Right.
I think I'm even giving them too much of the benefit of the doubt, making it 16-13.
I think I'm almost giving too much credit to the Eagles, but
I think so too. The Bears are bad.
Yeah, that's just
straight up bad.
I can't pick the Bears right now.
Yeah. All right, we're back from a quick break. Let's get on to the next game. Bears suck. The 5-2 Colts go to Pittsburgh, take on 3-4 Steelers. Interesting matchup.
I like this matchup a lot. 1.5 point spread. Who do you think I'm picking?
Steelers.
Ding ding ding. Correct. Colts, an only team in the league where every game has been decided by one possession. Coming off a win, which was kind of a sigh of relief win. I think they came out of that game feeling pretty lucky about themselves. But Brissett has been making plays at the end of games, and we've given a lot of credit to the Colts, but questioned them at times. And this is a Pittsburgh team that I've kind of had hope about all season, kind of like the Jags for me. And I think they're fired up to get back in the mix of things. Connor finally had his best week of the year last week. 23 carries for 145 yards on the ground. His previous high on the ground this season was 55 yards. And we know Indy's, defense hasn't been overly fantastic. They've looked better since Leonard has been back. But the run defense has struggled this year. Pass defense improved a little bit. And it looked good against a really bad Broncos offense last week. So I'm not going to put too much into that.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Colts offense allowed 4 sacks last week where they only had 7 all year before that. And we know what Pittsburgh can do on defense. They're bringing a lot of pressure. They're going to give you a lot of different looks. They pick up Minkah Fitzpatrick, which is turning to be a really good deal for them because, they could have just maybe thrown in the towel early, but they decided to make a move and improve our already good defense. And they had 4 sacks last week, 26 on the year now. They're good against the run, 3.7 yards per carry allowed. That's 6th best. I think Brissett's going to be challenged in this game again. The question is, can the Pittsburgh offense do enough? And this is a pretty even matchup, though, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably give a little bit of an edge to Brissett over Mason Rudolph.
Oh, yeah, big one.
Bad thing for me in my pick. Steelers are 0-4 against teams with over 500 record, and they're 3-0 with teams under a 500 record. Colts 2-14 all time in Pittsburgh. I'm going on a limb. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I got Steelers 24-20.
Ooh, I got the Steelers. I'm finally picking the Steelers.
Let's go.
23-20 is my score.
I didn't think you were going to pick them.
Yeah, I'm going with them. I like this matchup for them.
Yeah, me too.
that the Colts are ranked 29th against the run, and the Steelers have ran the ball over 120 yards the last 2 weeks. Before that, in their first 5 games, they never broke the 100-yard mark. So they've been running the ball lately and running it well,
Right.
which is like finally because they have a good offensive line. I don't know why they've been struggling so much around the ball. I'm guessing it's because teams are just selling out to stop the run with
Right.
Ben hurt.
Yeah.
And really only Juju to worry about in the secondary. But
Man, can
Deontay
you
Johnson,
imagine if they still had Big Ben? I know I've said this before. If they still had Big Ben, AB, and Le'Veon on this team,
yeah, I mean,
oh my God, man.
I wonder if they're kicking themselves for letting that trio go. I know it wouldn't have worked out from a chemistry perspective.
I mean, Tomlin was just probably so done with AB, man.
Yeah, I don't blame him, dude.
I mean, it's hard to blame him.
It's hard to blame him after we've seen what we've seen.
Yeah.
But I like the Steelers. I just like this matchup for them.
Yeah.
That's it. And
At home.
I will say this: the Colts are fresh off an ugly win. Sometimes that's dangerous.
Right.
When you come off ugly wins, you're like, oh man, we could play like shit and win.
I think in Pittsburgh is the main reason why I feel good about it.
Yeah, because if they win this game, they're 4-4.
Yeah.
They're very much alive.
Oh yeah.
They're very much alive. Their secondary's picked up lately. I like Juju against the secondary that hasn't been good. And I like Deontay Johnson, too, against the secondary because him and Mason Rudolph obviously have a connection there.
Mason Rudolph looked okay last week.
He threw that. I mean, that first pick was really awful. He looked horrible to start, but it was his first game back in however many weeks.
Right.
And I mean, all things considered, yeah, I think he played pretty well.
Yeah.
Definitely second half he turned it on and played really well. But I guess monitor James Conner's health. I'm thinking he's playing. He did leave that game on Monday night with an injury.
I am nervous though if the Steelers like have the lead and the Colts have the ball to maybe a game-winning drive. Because if you put it in Adam Vinatieri's hands, even if it's 50 plus, he might just sink it. I mean, he probably will.
Maybe not this year.
I mean, he's still pretty damn good.
I mean, yeah, he is cold-blooded. He misses extra points and shit, but I mean, he's cold-blooded when he has to step up and make a kick.
At the end of games.
Yeah. So I'm putting my faith in the Steelers.
Let's do it.
I knew that would make you happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
I knew that'd make you happy. So we both got the Steelers. Let's move on to the Titans and Panthers. Panthers fresh off of one of the worst losses you'll ever see. Titans on a 2-game winning streak.
Oh yeah.
You got
another team I'm kind of getting excited about with Ryan Tannehill and the Titans. Panthers, you said it. They got destroyed last week. 232 yards on the ground allowed. They've also, and this was a defense that I was high on, man. I thought they were gonna show up in that game, and they did not.
Oh yeah, you picked them.
Yeah, I did. And the Panthers, they've allowed the most rushing touchdowns this season, and we know the Titans like to run the ball. And Derrick Henry only had, I think, like 76 yards against the Bucs, but he had like two, plus 10 runs, and we talked about how good that Bucs rushing D is. So 70 plus yards on that D is pretty good. And I like Henry in this game. He's had the most rushing touchdowns in the league since week 13 of last year with 13 rushing touchdowns. I like Tannehill so far. 3 touchdowns last week, 109.8 passer rating, 2 wins since he's been the starter. I will say the O-line is a problem, and against a good Panthers pass rush, second in sacks, 7th in pressures. But on the other side, they got sacked themselves 7 times last week against, we know what is a good San Fran pass rush. But overall, the Panthers O-line is 23rd on the year as far as sacks go. Can the Titans get the same amount of pressure? They have 22 on defense for them. That's tied for 9th best. And here's a stat I think you'll like. This is kind of a Conley stat. Kyle Allen evaded 0 pressures last week. Had a 0 passer rating when pressured. And Tennessee has the 7th highest pressure rate.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm riding with Tannehill over Kyle Allen in this game. The defense, which also I'm big on, they haven't allowed 25 points yet this season. One of 3 teams that can say that.
Who, the Titans?
Yeah. And I'm just going to go with the hot team here. I think the Panthers might have been smacked in the mouth last week, and we like talk about that can go one of 2 ways. Yeah. But interestingly enough, I've picked the Titans 3 weeks in a row now. That's pretty spooky. But I got the Titans 27-23.
Good, kind of high scoring for this matchup. I'm going with the Panthers. This is just a toss-up for me. And I'm going to just predict that CMC has a couple home runs, and that's the deciding factor.
Yeah, he has the most scrimmage yards out of any player this season.
Yeah, I mean he's had an unreal season. I mean he even had some decent runs against San Fran
No,
last week.
yeah, we talked about it. He put up numbers. It just didn't really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just that game was over before it even really began.
Yeah.
But the Titans are the second best run defense in the NFL. I mean, all of the things that the stats tell me is that the Titans will probably win this game. But I'm just going a gut feeling. Panthers at home. I think they pull it off. I just have a hard time seeing the Titans get really anything going on offense in this one because the Panthers, they have a good defense. Both of these teams have good defenses.
But will that shot to the gut last week just bring that whole defense down a level for
Maybe,
maybe even the rest of the season?
maybe. I mean, we're gonna have to. We'll know on
But
Sunday.
I am worried about the Titans O-line. I am worried about that.
Yeah, they're ranked dead last.
Yeah.
In pass protections, most sacks given up. I think you said that.
Which is crazy. This was supposed to be a top 5 O-line.
Yeah, they look horrible.
Crazy.
They look horrible. I wonder how many.
Think that they still have potential to be pretty good.
Yeah, I
like,
wonder
how many blame Mariota on some of those sacks.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
How many of those sacks do you attribute to Mariota?
Daniel's been a monster. He's been good.
A monster.
I didn't say. I stopped myself. I stopped myself. But I'm becoming a little bit of a Tannehill fan on this team.
Yeah, I mean he just does what he does, and that's fine. But I mean both of these quarterbacks are kind of the same way. They just do what they do. They're not going to wow you with any crazy passes. Even though Kyle Allen's done it a couple times this year, where he's had some nice games with some nice passes. But I'm just putting my faith in Christian McCaffrey having some home runs. He's the best player on the field in this game. Okay. Christian McCaffrey is. So
I think Derrick Henry could potentially have a bigger day.
Yeah, because the Panthers are ranked dead last against the run.
Yeah, that might be my bold prediction that Derrick Henry has a bigger day than McCaffrey.
Okay, that's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm picking
that
the Panthers.
That could shit all over me, but you know.
Yeah, I'm picking the Panthers because I don't know. I don't know. I'm just picking them. It just feels right.
You don't like the Titans?
A little bit of that. A little bit of just a gut feeling. Just feels like a Panthers win.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. 3 o'clock games. 3-4-1 Lions go to Oakland. The Raiders play their first game in Oakland in over a month. 3-4 Raiders.
Yeah, Oakland finally gets to play at home, like you said. And we know this Lions offense is ride or die with Stafford airing it out all day. And this is a great matchup for him. Horrible pass defense. They're ranked 29th. That's Oakland. They've allowed 8 pass touchdowns the last 2 weeks. And the Raiders like to run the ball. I know Derek Carr had a good week last week. And the Lions were pretty decent against Barkley on the ground last week, but Daniel Jones lit them up. So overall, you got 2 bad pass defenses. It's a pretty good matchup in that regard. Should be high scoring. Which team do you trust a little bit more? I guess I'll go with Stafford. I got the Lions 34-31.
Okay, so you're going Lions? Man, I'm surprised you didn't pick your Raiders.
I know. This was probably my second most time matchup I debated on.
I'm going with the Raiders. I'm picking them.
All right.
This is just a weird game because Detroit's ranked 19th against the run. Oakland's ranked 9th running the ball. That's what they like doing. So they have an advantageous matchup there. But Oakland's ranked 29th against the pass, like you said. Lions are ranked 5th in passing. So just both matchups on both sides that each team should be able to exploit.
Yeah.
The Raiders are going to have to not turn the ball over. That's it for me. Like, no dumbass turnovers from Derek Carr because they were in that game with Oakland. I'm sorry, not Oakland. They were in that game with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Until that horrible, horrible fumble. So no dumbass turnovers because I think every Raiders game is going to be close.
Right.
So as long as the Raiders
I think they're like top 3 in one possession games. Like the Texans always have it. I mentioned the Colts. I think the Raiders are up there at like 3rd with one possession games.
Right. Yeah. Every game they've played has been close. At least it feels like, especially recently.
Okay.
But except the Green Bay game too. But
it'll probably be down to the wire.
Yeah, I think so.
There's no doubt about it. It could be Matt Stafford going for the last drive, or it could be Derek Carr, and it might be a big defensive stop, or it might be a big touchdown to win it.
Right. And my reasoning for picking the Raiders is I will always pick a team that has a running matchup, like a favorable running matchup. If they like running the ball and they're able to do it, that just sets up everything for your entire team.
Well, my thing is, I know Derek Carr's looked good, but man, there's no reason the Lions shouldn't put up 30 plus on this defense. And I have the Raiders scoring 30 plus, but I just think that Stafford might have one more big play. That is the difference.
But I think the Raiders, I think they could keep up though.
Yeah, no, that's why. I have it 34-31.
Yeah.
I just maybe Stafford has one more big play.
Yeah, I can see that. This could be a close one. Probably one of the closer matchups of the week, realistically, when you really look at both of these teams and where they're at.
Yeah.
Lions are 6th worst against tight ends, so Darren Waller, who's been a monster all season, probably has another monster game.
He'll no doubt have a monster day. Tyrell Williams is already looking healthy and healthier and healthier.
He's been so good in every game he's played.
Dude, he should
no
have a
one's
good
talking
game.
about it.
Yeah, he should have a good game as well.
Yeah, and Danny Amendola too. If that's a bold, I'll have a bold prediction there. He'll have a good game, big game, because he's been getting more and more targets the past couple of weeks, and the Raiders have been bad against slot receivers.
Yeah, so, early in the year, it was kind of surprising them not using Amendola.
Well, they used him a bunch. It was either like week 1 or week 2, and then they just didn't use him for like a 5-game stretch.
Right.
And they've been using him a bunch the past couple of weeks. So you've got the Lions. And I've got the Raiders. Wow, change of heart over the past couple weeks. But you were a big Raiders guy. I wasn't.
I still like them, and I would love to see him win this game. I think Stafford will get it done.
I feel that. It's gonna be close.
Yeah,
it's gonna be close. Next up, my Buccaneers sitting at 2-5 go to Seattle to take on the.
Go ahead and tell me who you got.
Oh, I'm not getting burned again, man.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to. I
think it's a little sneaky. Sneaky, but. I kind of have on here that this is one of those games the Bucs, could pull out in crazy fashion, but this is, a one that they could lose in crazy fashion as well.
Yeah.
And, they're traveling over 3,000 miles this week, and Winston's on pace to throw 27 picks this season. They turn the ball over a lot. We know that. 17, tied for 30th in the league. Seattle defense hasn't been great, but they're tied for 5th in takeaways with 15.
Yeah.
Seattle offense, 33 pass plays over 20 yards, tied for 5th. Bucs pass defense, not good. 30 pass plays of 20 plus. That's 24th worst in the league. And the Bucs blitz a lot. We know this. We know the front causes some problems, especially in the run game. But Seattle's faced a lot of these blitzes. They faced the second most blitzes. Russell Wilson is the second highest passer rating under pressure. Seattle's just the better team. I trust Russell Wilson over Jameis, especially late. I got Seattle in a nail biter, maybe towards the end, 27-24.
Oh, I got him 28-24.
Nice.
This starts an interesting stretch of games for the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL, and they're pretty much exclusively playing good run defenses from here on out. The Seahawks are.
Who has the number 1 defense in the NFL?
Bucs have the number 1 run.
The number 1 rush defense?
Run defense, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. And the Seahawks definitely not the number 1 defense.
Right. I'm like, oh, word.
And after this, the Seahawks play the Niners twice still.
Oof.
Vikings, Eagles. Rams don't have a bad run defense.
Tough stretch.
I traded Chris Carson this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Traded him. I'm a genius.
Yeah, I was about to say, you calling yourself a genius here?
Yes. Yeah, but this might be for the best for us, though.
Yeah.
Because I said it last week that they just need to throw. They need to throw the ball more with him.
This would be the game to do it.
Yeah, this would be the game to do it. There's absolutely no reason to believe Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf aren't going to go off. Probably even David Moore, too. They're all three probably going to have monster games. Yeah, and then Jameis has turned the ball over 10 times over the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And Seattle's defense isn't great or anything, but they could be opportunistic.
100%.
They could be opportunistic. And I guess one thing that maybe concerns me for Seattle, if I had to pick one, is one, obviously the reliance on the run. And if the Bucs shut that down, then what? I feel fine because Russell Wilson's incredibly good. Right. But also Seattle generates pressure. They're the 27th pass rush, so they struggle generating pressure. And you want to put pressure on Jameis Winston because you want him to make dumbass throws and fumble the ball.
That's why I think the Bucks have a good chance because their offense could, have another big day.
Yeah, and
And we've seen when Jameis has multiple turnovers, even when he had 7, they were still in the game.
yeah, that was the craziest thing. And I mean, they were in the game last week too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing about Jameis that you almost have to. I talked about this on Tuesday, but you almost have to respect it.
Yeah.
He'll turn the ball over, but he comes right back and he's throwing that thing 50 yards downfield again. He doesn't give a fuck.
They're gonna be exciting, fun games.
Yeah. So I'm just, as much as I would love to pick my Bucks, I just can't. I'm not getting burned again. Not getting
Are you
burned.
gonna be mad if the Bucks end up winning this game?
No, I'm always rooting for him.
It's a pretty nice little upset pick. They're +6, +210 on the money line.
Yeah,
But it's hard to trust them for sure.
a 5.5 spread, or at least that's what I'm looking at.
I do all my spreads from Bovada.
Okay, I'm just on the ESPN thing, so I don't know.
ESPN's always a little different.
Yeah, they're always a little whack.
Yeah, and you can't bet through ESPN, so that's why I don't really take their spreads.
Yeah, I wonder who they use.
I don't know. They might do it themselves.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah. So we both have the Seahawks. We both have it close though.
Yeah.
You have it 27-24?
Yep.
Yeah. So we both have it. Brett has it a 3-point game. I have it a 4-point game. And you never know with this Bucks. It's feast or famine with them.
Yeah.
But we'll see because the Seahawks have looked a little shaky.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to the next game. Oh God, this game's hilarious.
Ugh.
2-5 Browns, 2-6 Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah. The over/under is 39. Ugh. Broncos defense, we know, looking pretty savage, especially against a good O-line last week. Caused a lot of problems for Jacoby Brissett. And they're visiting a offense that when they feed Chubb and, they have a lot of success when the ball's in Chubb's hands, even with his 2 fumbles last week, which were very costly. And we should probably mention that we skipped over that game on our recap this week.
Yeah, we did.
But we didn't mean to. It's just I guess subconscious was like, you know what, just don't even talk about the Browns.
I don't know why we skipped that.
I don't know. It's okay. You can just skip it.
Yeah.
But this turnover-prone offense, man, they had 3 consecutive plays with the turnover last week. I mean, good Lord.
Bad.
Good Lord. That hasn't been done since week 1 of 2012, and it was the Dolphins.
Wow, Dolphins.
So, pretty horrible company. Baker had a 15.9 QBR last week, and he's all salty in the media and stuff. And I get you have the chip on your shoulder and stuff, but man, sometimes as a quarterback, you just got to be more professional than that.
Yeah, he's pissing me off.
It's different than these basketball personalities that can kind of do that, man. Football's a little different, especially when you're the quarterback. Yeah. That's why you love Dak Prescott. That's why you love Russell Wilson. Other than the play on the field, we couldn't have Baker in Dallas.
Oh God,
that ain't gonna fly.
Oh God,
you know what I'm saying?
I can't even imagine.
We know Denver can run the ball. They're gonna have to lean on it. They got Brandon Allen, the starting quarterback, Woo Pig, but 27 sacks allowed going against Myles Garrett. Oh God.
Yeah, yikes.
But man, if Brandon Allen beats Baker,
oh my
God, bro.
Hilarious.
I'm praying the Browns get back on track because I'm gonna pick them, but I'm super nervous about it, and I think it's gonna be really ugly. I got it 17-16 Cleveland.
Oh man, I got it 17-10 Cleveland. By the way, Cleveland. Both of these teams are in full-fledged implosion mode right now. It's hilarious. The Browns already. It's funny because everyone knew this was gonna happen with the Browns, but you wanted to hold on a little faith that they're gonna be good. But no, they're full-fledged imploding.
If they're gonna be 9-7 like everybody thinks, they gotta win this game.
Oh, they're not going 9-7.
Let's
get that out of the way. They're not going 9-7.
All right.
They're gonna finish under 500.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a disaster. OBJ is out here giving cleats to opposing team players after the game and making a whole thing about it, and then talking in the locker room with them for 50 minutes.
That's all he cares about. That was my player I was going to talk about in the recap last week. Where
yeah.
I don't remember who we were talking about at the beginning, but I was like, I have another. Yeah, I was like, I have another example of this, and it was Odell.
Yeah. Odell's just Odell. Baker's out here.
Big celebrity guy, Baker's more worried about progressive commercials.
Those commercials are pretty funny, though.
I think they're hilarious.
They're pretty funny. They're some of the best athletes.
I love the one where he's mowing the lawn.
I like the one where he's with his girl watching the movies, and then he goes across.
Mm-hmm.
But that shit's funny. Completely irrelevant to anything, but pretty funny.
I mean, it's a little relevant.
Yeah, I wonder how much longer he gets those commercials. Truth be told,
Not much longer.
if the Browns finish the season like 6-10,
When you're doing that in the media,
yeah.
you can't have that guy representing your brand.
And
Doing that,
I do get calling out. I do get calling out the media for dumb questions sometimes, but like you said,
the
when you're
way
like
he
a
acted
quarterback,
was
you almost
that's not.
have to just
You can't
suck it
act
up.
that way, man.
You almost have to suck it up, especially when
Yep.
your team looks like the way it looks right now, and
Yep.
you're playing the way you're playing.
And you already have the stigma around you. You got to be more professional than that,
It's not
man.
like you were. It's not like when Cam Newton was MVP, led his team to the Super Bowl, and was just like, yeah, I'm done with these fucking dumbass
A
questions.
little different, yep.
Yeah, it's different when you are playing like one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. But I haven't even talked about this game. Just don't trust Brandon Allen. That's what it boils down to.
I don't trust him.
I
I'll tell you
couldn't
that.
believe. I didn't even know Brandon Allen was on a team, and now I can't
I
believe
think it would
he's
be
on a team.
amazing if he came out and won this game, though. I'm kind of hyped. I'm kind of hyped to see, honestly.
It would be pretty funny, but I just don't see it.
I mean, I'm praying the Browns win, dude, because I hate picking them.
Yeah,
But
I was
can't.
the Browns whisperer at one point.
I am. Give me. Let's go through a couple more games. I might change my pick.
Okay, let's move on to the
Let's
next
keep
game.
going. Yep.
7-1 Packers, 3-5 Chargers.
Yeah, we know this one was pretty easy for me. We know how good the Packers, have been. Both running backs look incredible. Their offense, it's kind of another one of these offensive schemes that have been really utilized really well, especially with the beginning of the year, how Aaron and LaFleur kind of had this weird relationship before the season started, and it's turned out to be really nice on the field. Chargers coming off a win where they should feel really lucky, and it's nice to have Melvin Ingram back. I think that helps Bosa a lot, and their defense looked a little bit better last week. And we saw the Chiefs get after Aaron Rodgers. He was sacked 5 times last week, so we can kind of watch that D line versus the O line matchup a little bit. Chargers fire their offensive coordinator, Ken Rosenthal, right? Ken
Yeah.
Rosenthal, yeah. And can that
No,
change
no,
some
no,
things
not
on
Ken.
offense? You would think that somebody can call an offense better than what we've been seeing. So I think it's a little bit of an interesting matchup. I'm still going to go with the Packers, though. It's a 4-point spread, so I have it as a push. Packers 24-20.
Okay, I got the Packers as well, 38-0.
38-0.
You know me, the Chargers, man. No, not
That
actually 38-0.
I was like, that can't be your score.
I'm going 30-17. I don't think it's
Okay.
gonna be close. I really
Okay.
don't. I don't like the Chargers team. I don't like watching them because they've got to be the most frustrating team in the NFL to watch.
Do you think this offensive change can help a little bit?
Maybe. It depends on
There's got to be somebody that can call the offense better.
how much are you giving the ball to Melvin Gordon over Austin Eckler?
If I'm calling the offense, probably twice.
Two times all game. Kid
2 times
Wisenhunt.
total.
Ken Wisenhunt was who they fired, not Ken
Oh, Ken
Rosenthal.
Whisenhunt, yeah.
Ken Rosenthal
Who's
is yeah, the
the
baseball
NFL
guy.
analyst? Oh, the MLB analyst.
Is he
Yeah,
an MLB or I don't know. I think it's
I think
MLB.
he is MLB.
I was like Ken Rosenthal. That doesn't sound right.
But you were like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, yeah, word. That's who it was.
Yep.
But no, yeah, I don't know. I don't have really anything at all to say about this game
Yeah,
because I hate talking about the Chargers.
Yep.
I just hate them. I don't hate them, but I was high on them coming into the season. You know, you got Noodle Arm Rivers.
Well, he's sixth best quarterback in the league, dude.
Shot putting it. I mean, he's okay. Look, when I say Noodle Arm, he's playing well, but just the way he throws is hilarious to me.
He can't move.
It's just so funny the way he throws. It looks like he's putting every ounce of energy he's ever had in his entire life in every throw, and it's just barely going. Barely going.
Halftime, it's like right in the dirt.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, the Packers suck against the run, so
I think this is an interesting matchup. I mean, I have it decently close, a little closer than you do for sure.
yeah. I don't have anything else to say.
I think the Chargers defense is a lot better with Melvin Ingram, and I think their offense could prove to be a little bit better with a new coordinator.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
kind of why I think it's better.
I respect that, but it's gonna be a Green Bay home game basically.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Green
Wow,
Bay fans everywhere.
the lowest tickets for those games. I'm seeing this on ESPN. It's $370.
How is that
It's the
possible?
lowest.
How is that possible?
I have no fucking idea. That's
I think you get
absurd.
a cheaper Cowboys ticket.
That is absolutely insane. I mean,
That
that's the
is.
highest of the week by almost triple everything else. The next
I
highest.
mean, who would buy that ticket?
Jags tickets $10.
But that's in London.
Oh, that's true. Wow, those London games are that cheap?
I don't know, man.
$370. That can't be right. What I'm
I
guessing
assume
is
they're just
it's Packers fans just going and
yeah,
selling out the stadium.
yeah, yeah. Maybe yeah.
That's
That's
pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
that's crazy though.
Let's move on. Premier game of the week.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Sunday night.
Could be. Could be not, but it could be.
Yeah.
The Patriots looking to stay undefeated. Go to Baltimore. This would be a giant win for them, the Ravens,
Mhm.
if they could pull this one out.
Yeah.
Definitely the
Yep.
toughest matchup the Pats have had yet.
Yep. We're gonna find out how really good they are. And my question is, we've seen how good the Pats defense has been this year. Can they scheme well enough against Lamar in this Ravens offense? Lamar, 11.4 yards per scramble, that leads the league. We saw Nick Chubb tear up this Pats defense last week.
Yeah.
Can Mark Ingram do the same? Pats offense will be interesting to see if they can put up some numbers against this defense who's been, looking better. And we're going to find out, man, how good this team is. I still am going to take the Pats. I think this defense could still get a defensive touchdown in this game. Some kind of Lamar fumble or Lamar interception. I do think it'll be a fun, exciting game, though. I got the Patriots 31-27.
I got the Pats 24-17.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be a fun game, but this is tough because we don't know. We just don't know.
Nope.
We have no idea what the Patriots are gonna look like. But I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt though, because they have the greatest coach ever. So I'm sure they're gonna scheme. They're gonna do everything they can. They are ranked as good as their defense is, the number one ranked defense by DVOA. They are 8th against the run. So maybe, I mean, like you said, Nick Chubb did run all over this defense last week.
Yeah,
I
but
was shocked to see that.
but on the biggest run of the game, the Patriots go get a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, this
So
team's going to force turnovers. And if Lamar Jackson has to throw, that scares me.
right.
Scares me a little bit. And I'm sure that, the Patriots have athletic linebackers and really good linebackers.
Yeah.
Probably some of the best in the NFL.
Right.
So, if they're spying Lamar Jackson.
Oh, they're gonna do some things to combat what the Ravens like to do.
Yeah.
The Patriots are just different when it comes to X's and O's. They just get it.
That's the thing is I saw some Ravens fans on Twitter talking about how, this is gonna be such a different defense or offense than the Pats have seen, and I was like, man, y'all are just disrespecting.
If
Bill
anything,
Belichick.
it hurts them that the Browns had so much success running the ball because now the Patriots are gonna work on that all week.
Yeah. And look, I know, I think I've been pretty fair to Lamar Jackson this year. I said he's a good quarterback. I said he's a pretty good thrower, but an elite running talent.
Well, early on, you were really hard on the Ravens.
Yeah, I know, and I'm starting to lighten up a tiny bit. I still don't think as a team they're that great, if I'm being honest.
They're just in a good situation in the AFC, man.
Yeah, I mean they're in what's turned out to be a pretty weak division, even though
Right.
the Steelers are starting to come on.
Yeah.
But if Lamar Jackson has to throw against his secondary, I'm worried a little bit.
Oh, I'm terrified.
I'm worried a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
we haven't heard Hollywood Brown's name in a long time.
Well, he's been hurt.
Oh yeah.
But he's back this week though.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see that. Can he get going? I mean, Mark Andrews has looked like shit too.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
What,
I mean, you would think Mark. He's been banged up for a while, yeah, but I think he's still been playing. But it'll be interesting to see how, if the Patriots can shut down Mark Ingram. I mean, the Ravens might have 200 yards of offense.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is though, the Ravens have ran at will. Like they've had no issues running the ball on any team really.
I know, it's just the Pats like to take away what you do well, so
Yeah.
that they might say, Lamar, you're gonna have to beat us with your arm.
Yeah, and
they're definitely gonna put a spy on him.
Yeah, I think that they're going to do a good job actually containing the run.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And Lamar could have 143 yards passing, and Mark Ingram could have 60 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And they might have 10 points.
I mean, I could see that.
If the Pats are gonna be this really elite defense that we've been seeing, I mean, this is the time to prove it.
Yeah, if they come out and get four turnovers, 2 defensive touchdowns, and blow the Ravens out, oh, it's over. Season's over.
Yeah.
The season is over for everyone.
And that's possible, man.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Let's try not to talk about this game for 30 minutes.
Yep.
But the Cowboys go to New York, fresh off of a bye week. The Cowboys
Let's go.
Go to New Jersey, I guess I should say. Take on the Giants.
Yeah. Cowboys off a bye, against an offense that's been rolling. We've talked about the weapons they got. the Cowboys, add Michael Bennett. They do not add Jamal Adams.
Nope.
And can we, on defense, guard Tate, Barkley, Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton? Can we get pressure on Daniel Jones? Because we know that's when, he kind of gets flustered a little bit. And if the answer is no to that question, which it might be, we're going to have to score some points.
Yep.
And our offense, third in yards per game, fourth in completion percentage, second in yards per attempt. Somehow, the leader of the offense, Dak Prescott, is 11th best quarterback in the league, but, that's neither here nor there. But this is a really bad Giants defense, man. Yep. Bottom 5 to 7 in every pass defense category. Dallas, we should be coming into this game pretty healthy. Oh, we should handle this game, man. Like, there really should be no doubt. I got Dallas 34-24.
Yeah, I got Dallas too, 34-21. Yep. I think that it's just going to be kind of a repeat of week 1, even though Daniel Jones is now the starter over Eli. I'm more saying offensively for the Cowboys, it should be a repeat.
Yeah.
It should just be the same thing again. Get the ground game going, do a lot of play action, get the ball to Amari Cooper, get the ball to Michael Gallup, Randall Cobb, and just go home winners.
Yep.
No need to try to do something that's not going to work, because throwing the ball is going to work. So do it.
Yep.
That's been my issue all year with this team. Do what's going to work, and that's throw the ball, because the Cowboys have been one of the better pass offenses in the NFL, surprisingly.
100%. It's really not that surprising to me.
And
we've been one of the best passing offenses since we got Amari Cooper. It's just a fact.
It's true.
Dak's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league since we got Amari Cooper. It's a fact.
It's true. I mean,
there's
Dak's
no
top
argument.
5.
There's no arguing it.
Dak's top 5 in almost every single quarterback.
But metric. Carson Wentz is still ranked better than him. It's unfucking believable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I don't want to get too much into this topic, because I can go on for days. But it was encouraging for me to see the Cowboys throw the ball a bunch against the Eagles. I know they ran the ball well, but they were throwing the ball a bunch too, and that's what, because the Eagles have a good run defense, and the Giants' run defense is not horrible.
They still got some players.
Giants' run defense is not terrible.
Yes.
But it's their pass defense that is. So just take advantage of it.
If the Giants have a really good offseason and add people where they need them, they could be a good team next year.
Yeah, I agree with that. But come on, Cowboys, just throw the ball and let's go home winners. Let's go home winners.
God, put a 40 on these dudes, bro.
That'd be awesome.
Like, just
stop
messing around.
This could be
it could be. No, that's what I said.
It could be spooky a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
if the defense doesn't do their job, it could be spooky.
We did play Eli Manning last time we played.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is better than him.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is better, and it's just the flair that Daniel Jones has that scares me.
It's all the weapons that scares me.
This is his first Dallas game at home Monday night. That place is gonna be rocking. He hasn't played. The only NFC East rival he's played is the Redskins. So this is gonna be like a big time, all eyes on you type of moment.
Yeah.
So does he have? I think he does have that flair.
He's got it. He's definitely got some
that flair for the dramatic.
Yeah.
And this would be a game. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to put too much faith into the boys, man, because we're only 100%. A few weeks removed from a loss to the Jets.
I'm really not worried about the offense in this game. I'm worried about the defense.
Yeah, I am too. I could see Saquon going off on us.
Oh my god, man!
I could see
Golden Tate having a day.
As I say, I could see Golden Tate having a patent, 110 yards.
Well, and then we're gonna not mention Saquon and like.
Well, I think Saquon can have a nice game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we'll see. I feel somewhat confident, and that scares me.
Yeah.
That scares me, because whenever you feel confident about the Cowboys is when they come and fuck you. But I'm not too confident, though, because, like I said, this team is a few weeks removed from a horrendous loss to the Jets.
Are we going to see a lot of Michael Bennett? How much do you think we see?
I would say
maybe like 15 snaps?
I was more saying like maybe 50% of the snaps.
Oh, okay. So a lot
maybe higher. Well, you have to remember, Tyron Crawford's hurt.
Right.
So, he's going to need to play. Okay. I don't know if maybe they ease him in or what.
Okay.
I would like to see him play as much as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get our best players out on the field and not fuck around.
Right, that's what I was thinking. We might fuck around and not put them out there that very much.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be some shit that we do. I mean, Jordan Lewis was on our sideline for years.
He's still been on the sideline this season.
Still barely playing.
Unbelievable.
I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, we both got the Cowboys. Don't want to ramble on too long about that game.
Right.
Do you want to go back and change your Browns pick?
No.
You're gonna ride with them?
Yeah.
Let's go Nationals!
That's pretty dope.
That was dope, man.
That was
Fuck
pretty dope.
Houston.
Yeah, it was cool to see Scherzer get one and some of those young guys.
Yeah.
And I think the underlying funny thing about the Nationals winning is just the whole Bryce Harper thing.
It is pretty hilarious.
I mean, it's just fun. It's just kind of funny.
No, it's definitely funny.
Uh,
They didn't win a playoff series at all.
and I know you were rooting for the Astros to lose, so that's kind of funny.
No, I was rooting my ass off for them to lose.
Yeah.
Horrible organization. Horrible organization.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, go Nats. That was cool.
Yeah, that's all we got today. Kind of short for our NFL one, but
Well, I think we're trying to be a little shorter with the picks and stuff.
yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, I didn't have the extensive notes I typically do, which might be for the best because sometimes I just bring up the most irrelevant shit.
Dude, your notes are just too much. No, I'm just kidding.
NBA, man, we had one.
Oh my God, we had a banger.
We had a nice NBA episode yesterday.
A banger, an absolute banger.
It didn't save.
Ugh.
So we're gonna have to come back tomorrow.
Early podcasting, learning curves.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. A bump in the road.
That's what we're gonna chalk it up to.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Now we know.
Yep. Never again.
It was very depressing.
Oh my God, it's still depressing. I don't even want to talk about it.
It is. But we'll have one up tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm gonna try. I mean, by the time this comes up, it'll be around the kickoff for the Thursday night game. So just know that we recorded this before the Thursday night game. If our scores are perfect or something.
Yeah, just know we picked the heavily favored 49ers tonight.
Just know we really risked it all.
Yeah.
I mean, we might be some of the only people though saying that games could be close. Did you have it close?
I did not have. You had it way closer.
I had a 4-point game.
You had it like way closer than I thought you would.
I had it a 4-point game.
Because I tried to give the benefit of the doubt to the Cardinals last week, and
well, hold on. That actually reminds me. I need to look at my fantasy team and see if David Johnson's been ruled out, so I can make moves.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
Thanks. All right, that's all we got.
Later.
Have fun watching football.
Subscribe.
All that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
Bye.
Later.